So let's say I just finished my MVP and now I'm wondering, how do I get my first users? What should I do?
So the first kind of thing you should keep in mind is that counterintuitively, starting small is better. We often say, and this is another Paul Buchheit famous quote, that having 10 users who love you is way better than having a whole bunch of users who kind of like you or kind of know you exist. And so oftentimes what a founder will do when they've just launched their product is try to figure out how to get as many people to see it as humanly possible. And I think what they have in their head is this idea that I have this product, I'm pretty sure it's great. Let me put it in front of as many people as possible, and then I'm sure it's going to just start growing. And unfortunately, that's rarely how it actually turns out. So my advice is actually to try to find 10 users manually, by hand, handwriting email, making phone calls, meeting them in person, making them feel like they have a direct connection to the founder of a company. It turns out what's so cool about creating an early stage startup is that almost no one gets the opportunity of using a piece of software and interacting with the creator of that software. And almost no one gets the experience of requesting a piece of software that they use to get better and then it getting better. That's never happened to almost anyone. And you can give that experience to your initial customers and they'll love you for it, even if your product isn't great in the beginning. Now, here's the other tricky bit. I think that a lot of founders, when trying to recruit these initial customers, they go into what I call stereotypical sales mode. It's almost like they're mimicking what they think a car salesman does, which is so weird to me because these should be personal interactions. They're not built for TV commercial jingles. So oftentimes what I have to work through with a founder is basically explain if this problem is a problem that you've had and you're trying to find other people like you, sit down with a potential customer and explain to them the problem that you had. Explain to them your life experience and ask them, hey, we have similar jobs, or I had a similar job that you have now. Do you have the same experience? If so, we think this thing can help. Would you like to try it? Instead of saying this is the coolest thing and you should try it and you're going to love it and it's going to be amazing and which kind of just naturally turns people off. If it's a problem you don't understand well, hopefully you've done a lot of research and you've talked to a lot of users before even building it. So the first step is to go back to those people and say, look, I made something. Is this kind of close to what maybe could be helpful to you? If not, I love your feedback and I will continue to improve it to make it better until you love it. And that's also this amazing feeling. So really in the early days, a small number of users is better than a large number. Making those users love you by doing things don't scale is way better than trying to just get as many users as possible and hope they kind of like the product. Giving people a personal experience where they have a real connection with the founder is unique, and they'll forgive all types of bugs and problems. And enjoy this part of the process. Everyone wants to jump past this part of the process to the company building part. And I have no idea why, because every single successful founder I've ever talked to, this part of the process was the part that they thought was amazing. And the hiring and firing of employees and finding of offices and dealing with comp and dealing with lawsuits, all that stuff was not that exciting. And that's all the stuff that happens when you're in company building mode. So enjoy this time, embrace it, spend time doing it, give your customers a great experience.